All right, we are continuing this new series where we look at trades within our follower leagues,
Mm-hmm.
Dynasty trades. And today we are looking at a trade from the Bravo League.
Talk it up.
Shout out to the Bravo League OGs. These are the guys who joined us last offseason. So we're going into our second year with this Bravo League.
Yeah.
And there's actually two trades here that Jack and Billy did within like a couple of days. Okay. So trade one, let's look at this. Jack gets Austin Eckler.
Mm-hmm.
Team B is Billy, and Billy gets J.K. Dobbins, a 23 third and a 24 third. Now, there's another trade to look at. Okay, trade two, where Jack gets Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Zeke, A.J. Dillon, and Billy gets Mac Jones, Drew Lock, Najee Harris, Elijah Moore, and a 25 second round pick. So the good news is that we have the context of each of these teams.
As
we
always.
can look through our leagues and see what their teams look like and look at these trades through the lens of context. So before we get into the context though, do you lean any particular way here on let's say this trade as a whole?
Yeah.
Like who got the better package?
I do believe the trade as a whole, both trade one and trade two, just looking at it without context, is definitely for me Jack, who won the trade. But it does look like both of these teams are doing two different, strategies. Jack looks more like a win now team without context, and then Billy looks more like a futuristic team without context. And I wonder if that is the same when we look at the team here soon. But for me, it definitely has to be Jack at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, I do kind of feel the same here. I understand where Billy's going, but when we show the team, I really wanted to see more capital here for Billy, because I know, Billy, that we've made some moves in the offseason to get some assets like Jalen Hurts. I don't know if you remember that trade.
Yep.
So we kind of have positioned ourselves as a win-now team in the start of last year and in some other moves this year. So let's look at these teams anyway. Let's look at Jack and Billy's team here. Jack is on the left. Billy's on the right. They're facing off in week 7, so we were able to look at this. So in week 7, by the way, Jack has Dalvin Cook, Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs, and Matthew Stafford all on bye. And Billy has Jalen Hurts on bye. So hopefully, I think Billy should have the upper hand here in this matchup. But anyway, so with Jack's team, you can see Lamar Jackson, Austin Eckler, Dalvin Cook, Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs, Mark Andrews, DJ Moore, Zeke, Stafford, Danny Dimes. We got A.J. Dillon on the bench. We've got Deontay. We've got Irv Smith. And then we look at Billy's team. We've got Jalen Hurts, Najee, Josh Jacobs, Mike Williams, Elijah Moore, Zach Ertz, J.K. Dobbins, Claypool, Mac Jones. We've got, Jimmy G, Drew Lock, Rojo, Singletary, and then a couple other guys here on the bench, including Pat Fryermuth, Pat the Dragon, which is a pretty big piece there. So when we look at the trade with context, and then also we can go over here and look at their draft capital. I really wanted to see more draft capital for Billy here, because I feel like we're kind of in this weird phase where, we are potentially rebuilding with some of the moves that we're making, but we don't really have much draft capital to work with going forward. We only got a third in 2023. That's our first pick. In 2024, our first pick is a second. And then in 2025, I see us building up some capital.
I was expecting more like capital in 23 first, even 24. More, I guess, like first or second round picks. I mean, right now, Billy only has two thirds in 2023. And a
fourth,
he's really, this looks, at least at the moment, it looks like a futuristic team. There's definitely some players that he has that are on the older side, I guess, like a Mike Williams, a Zach Ertz. Everyone else,
kind of a hybrid though.
Yeah,
really.
Everyone else on this team is kind of, it feels, to me, this feels young. Najee's in his second year, Elijah Moore in his second year, Dobbins in his technically third, but second year, Claypool third.
Sure.
This feels like a really young team, with young people on the bench. Pat the Dragon, and he has.
I think we are trying maybe to go to the hybrid, so we don't have to hit a full rebuild later.
Right.
But I just wonder if we are taking ourselves out of contention to try and win now, because we're making one of our competitor a little bit stronger this year. And Jack doesn't have any draft capital.
No.
When you look at his draft capital, but he's really gone all in with this team though. I mean, a lot of you guys, when we read out Jack's team, you were probably like, my God, I mean, that's redraft. He's winning the league, no question.
I mean, he's definitely made a lot of moves
this offseason.
So it's, I mean,
I mean,
Lamar
I remember a deal I did
Stafford,
with him.
sheesh.
I did a deal with him for Diggs, and I kind of regret doing that deal now. But yeah, I mean, he's got an incredible team, Jack does. And again, I just think the strategy and the vision is super clear here for Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you might be upset because you don't have really any future draft capital, but at least your direction is super clear on what you're trying to accomplish this year. But yeah, with Billy, I'm just not sure exactly what we're trying, to accomplish because, we've got like Jacobs, who he's not necessarily an aging piece. Mike Williams, I would say, is same with Ertz. But really, if we want this team to reach its potential for Billy, we need to see a big step from Mac Jones, a big step from Elijah Moore, and we need to see Jalen Hurts really solidify himself as a franchise quarterback. But, so looking at the two teams, I guess that's what really threw me off the most was when I looked at Billy's draft capital.
Yeah, I definitely
and I guess
agree.
if he's watching this, he might be able to bring some perspective that we don't have.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, so that's
all,
kind of where I stood on this, but I don't know.
And I know these are all people, that Billy believes in. I know he's a big believer in Chase Claypool, if I'm not mistaken.
Totally.
He's a big believer in Jalen Hurts and Elijah Moore, if I'm not mistaken. But having conversations with him, I know he really likes all these guys. So I think maybe he's just going with people he believes, people that he's believing to return investment in, because these guys can definitely be top guys, at least in my eyes, specifically Elijah Moore. On the Billy side, Claypool, I do believe he has the opportunity if George Pickens really doesn't truly just take away everything at the moment. Sure. But Billy's side is definitely confusing, but it's still a good team. It's not a bad team.
It's not
still
a
good team
by any means. No way.
Just the capital.
And I would say as well with the Dobbins trade specifically, I look at that Dobbins trade and I liked that trade for both sides, assuming that Billy was trying to get younger and Jack was trying to compete. Now, I know there's a lot of people in the Dynasty community who are really anti J.K. Dobbins. I'm not one of those people. I really think there's a big future for J.K. So I really liked that move from Billy. But yeah, I guess my thought process when I saw this trade was there would be maybe more draft capital there. But, some of these players could hit and we could be talking about it a little bit differently.
Definitely could. So we got to wait and see what happens. But Jack's team is fantastic. It looks like it's a win-now team. Lamar, Eckler, Dalvin, Cook, Diggs, Andrews, Zeke, Matthew Stafford, DJ Moore. I mean, he traded away DJ Moore. You know how we feel about him. But, I mean, you still got Deontay Johnson on the bench, which is crazy. A.J. Dillon on the bench. Yeah. So it's nice. It's definitely nice.
Something I was going to say as well for Billy, if you're going – there's probably more trades here for Billy, by the way. And that's probably good context to include. I don't think Billy is done trading.
Right.
But even if this is the team that he's going to go into the season with, I think he's pretty well aware that, okay, if things don't pan out the way I want them to, I have an opportunity to sell these people at the right time.
Yeah.
I have an opportunity to sell Jacobs at the right time if I want to, or Mike Williams, or Zach Ertz, or some of the other players on my bench. So I think he knows that, and maybe he's playing a wait and see approach.
Yeah,
so
that's what it looks like. So, I mean,
anyway,
good teams for both guys.
Yeah, good teams for both guys. Jack and Billy, if you're watching this, why don't you comment down below? If there's any context that we may have left out, feel free to let us know in the comments below. And for everyone else who's watching, let us know. Do you guys like this series? Is this the type of content that you guys enjoy, where we dive deep into our follower Dynasty Leagues and look at trades and teams and how they might impact each team? So why don't you let us know in the comments below what you think about this video and this trade.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos,
watch it.
You can also subscribe
right now
if you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/FantasyLandFam.